Okay, let's get into the Kanye West interview. I want to run through this interview piece by piece. I got a full unedited version of it. And man, listen, I don't even know what to say about Kanye West or Ye or Kanye Titta, whatever you want to say. He got all them names just like Diddy. Let me play this interview. I want to kind of go through and give my little reactions to different pieces of it. So let it rock.
I should had to throw the boots on with it.
Have you worn
Nah,
this out in public?
he got on the
You know, the funny thing
KKK
is, I
outfit.
really wanted to wear it yesterday.
He got on the KKK outfit, which is wild for the night. But again, Kanye he's far from the guy that used to be in the backpack making beats and then made all these first couple great albums. And he's a star. He's definitely a bona fide star. He has been, always will be, and he's known for just doing wild stuff. But I'm gonna go through the interview. I think every time I think Kanye's crashing out, he says a couple of things here and there where I'm like, okay. But then I get worried sometimes with him where I'm like, because when I'm listening to the whole interview, because I've listened to this most of it, and sometimes I'm like, okay, he's kind of making sense, and other times I'm like, yo, is he bipolar or is there a mental issue going on there? So let me let this rock though.
Ruffling feathers, but who do you think would care that much that they would want to threaten your life? Because you do feel like your life is a little bit threatened, right?
Yeah, I think I definitely when I start bossing up for my kids, I definitely feel. One second, let me just. Yeah, I definitely feel that I was pushing life to the limits by pushing into the truth. Like we know that wasn't surprising when I put that image up of my youngest daughter.
Yeah.
That wasn't like the most surprising idea, but it'd be things that happen that we know happen that we just can't do anything about. But then they push whatever agendas like on the media that they want us to focus on. And that's something where, I don't know who the people are, so it would sound like real conspiracy theory. I just know that the kid from Lincoln Park got killed for expressing some of these same truths. And for me, just as a father, at a certain point, it's not about, it never was that, but when you're a celebrity, it starts to be about more of what fame is going to get you, what clout is going to get you, what money is going to get you over, is this the right thing for your children? And, I'm willing to die for my children or to allow them to be in this kind of environment that I know they're in. And what I noticed on the comments, they always used to try to, like, for the past 10 years, they used to try to write me off. Oh, he's so crazy, he's so crazy. I'm seeing the comments is now like 60, 70% like, yo, he's just telling you exactly what's going on. He's just the only one that's in a position to be able to do it because I don't have any brand sponsorships. It's like I'm past cancel. So these people out here, they toying, they playing. It's interesting. The swastika, I want to just, I know we have a little bit of time. I want to tell you, by doing it, it's sort of like a magnet where people get so mad and they start exposing themselves because the Jews, they move in the tunnels. They move where you can't see them. They're an invisible hand, and they'll get like, what they'll do is they'll threaten people. Oh, we're going to take your tours away. We're going to drop your artists. You got to say this. You're like, how many people I stand with my Jewish people, 3 years ago. And what I did is I stood on it this time. I never backed down. That's my whole thing. That's why I was mad about removing that. Somebody taught me into removing that Jay-Z tweet because it was just like, nah, the whole idea is no matter what, I'm not going to back down. So by doing a swastika chain, it then ruffled some feathers. And then I really saw the comparison of me and Puff with the Diageo and the Adidas situation. Yeah. Regardless, if they could have locked me up for taxes and that, they wasn't playing fair. Like, okay, cool, fair deal. You did good, we did good. It's like, no, you leaving with nothing. We have to destroy you. Even though they came and used us, to tap into the culture and make money off of black people and people who enjoy black culture. If we said like, yo, you doing us wrong, you stealing my style, you taking all of my employees, you taking Jerry Lorenzo and making him do my same designs as he's the agreeable Kamala nigga. They started lowering the budgets for Puff. So I related to Puff, and then they pulled out a video with him and Cassie from 10 years ago. And then it made everybody be like, oh, well, Puff's a woman beater, so he's the devil. He needs to be in jail. Right?
I'm going to pause it right there. So I thought it was interesting how he basically, when he ended his deal with Reebok and they kind of parted their ways, he's basically saying they try to destroy him. And essentially they stole his styles and still tried to kind of go on with the Yeezy shoes. And basically, that's how big corporate does. They steal your talent and they want to keep the money going, but they wanted to get rid of him. So he says he kind of, I guess at the same time, relayed some things to Puff and was talking to Puff before Puff got arrested. And, that's around the time they leaked the Cassie video was leaked. So it's a lot of very interesting stuff he says during this interview. I don't know if I completely believe or understand all of these things to be interwoven as far as what I'm hearing, but he does go in on a lot of people. He goes in on Pusha T, Jim Jones, John Legend, Playboy Cardi, a lot of different people that he's worked with over the years. He goes in, and I've never seen him do an interview like this where he went in that hard. So it's an interesting interview. He talks about the swastika and his big issue with the Jewish community, not the Jewish community, but really it's the Jewish entertainment sector as far as the business he's involved in. So I'm gonna let this play some more.
Right. Meanwhile, I don't know somebody who hasn't gotten into an altercation with a girl at one point, and including Cardi. So now Cardi's like the number one guy at Rolling Loud.
He says Cardi a lot during this interview, so some people who may not understand, they might think he's talking about Cardi B, but he's talking about the rapper Playboy Cardi. So just in case anybody's confused about that, he's talking about Playboy Cardi, not Cardi B.
Out, and Puff is in jail, and then you got two women beaters and you got two supposed pedophiles. Watch this. You got three. Watch this. Cardi, Puffy, Kendrick, the two pedophiles, Drake, R. Kelly, or supposed. Puffy and R. Kelly are in jail with Drake 5 years from now, or however long, when they feel like they really want to get that boy up out here, they're going to play the Kendrick song. So that's how far they going. The Kendrick mix with the Universal, all that takedown of Drake reminds me of the No Diddy campaign for Diddy. Like, they going all out. But see, I know how to go all out, and I'm not even...
Shout out to Akademiks first and foremost. Shout out to Akademiks just for being able to get this interview. This is a very interesting interview, to say the least. Probably Kanye's most, this is going to be one of his most infamous interviews as far as the actual subject matter. This is a very meaty interview with a lot of things he has to say. So shout out to Akademiks for getting this. This is crazy. Let me let this play more.
In their position, I just work on behalf of God. Like, how this shit comes together, the timing, everything is like a God sense. I had a couple things I want to say. So I pushed into the Puff song. I put my daughter on the song. The timing was so perfect. She went in, rapped it. She said, I'm getting sleepy. So she said, okay, good night. And that was the end. And she was giving me like the Lil Kim on the old Bad Boy record. So that's why we put that. And the idea was family. It's so many people who dad actually killed somebody and they would do anything to have their dad home. The two twins, and Christian lost, their mama died and their daddy in jail. And everybody running around listening to murder music, right? But being like, Puff is the enemy. And when I see all these videos, all tapes, everything, Puff more like my twin. Me and him got into it because it's just like I'm telling these top 5 niggas, it's like, yo, actually we probably could be friends, but nigga, you ain't bringing none of that shit over here, nigga. Y'all niggas ain't as crazy as me. And that's why I asked Puff back in the days. It's like, man, how you just made it through all this Suge Knight shit? He's like, I'm the craziest one, nigga. It's like, so once them people, we family, we can get into it. But they started taking that shit too far. I started taking it personal at a certain point with Puff, like all of the media. Because I wake up every day, whether I did something positive, negative, somebody got something negative to say. You know what I'm saying? So I relate to the idea of being torn down by the media.
Now, first of all, the KKK outfit this is wild work with the black KKK outfit. But again, Kanye's trying to make a point, and he's always going to be. He's been a spectacle for a long time. That's just how he does it. Now, he's kind of weaving in and out of a lot of different things and weaving things together. He touched on saying that him and Puff basically have things in common, quote unquote. I don't know if that's a place that he wants to go. I mean, of course, he can support Puff, but Puff have other issues that I think were there, irregardless to Kanye West. But again, what is what it is. And he does start to touch on Kendrick and Drake. There's a lot here. So kind of just listening through and really deciphering, okay, well, what stuff are things that are, personal to him where he's actually been done wrong. And then you also have sections where he just has issues with things that are happening in time right now that he doesn't agree with, because a lot of it he talks about through the interview. He talks about the fact that he's number one and he feels like, yo, ain't nobody better than me. I'm the best rapper. I'm the best influencer. I'm the best, most important person. So a lot of it is a lot of ego stuff. That's who Kanye always has, but it's on a whole nother stratosphere now. So I'm gonna let this keep playing though.
You know what I'm saying? But keep going on. I know, because we got a short amount of time. I just want to hit you with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, So, like, the whole thing about, and even whether it's the outfit, the swastika, I think some people, they feel like you're spreading hate. And
I'm sorry.
Encouraging violence versus people.
The thing that I forgot to say was, when my daughter was put on song, that's when I realized that I didn't own their name and likeness. So watch this. All the brands that I've made, I don't got the name and likeness ownership, or at least 50-50 with my kids. So how's it joint custody? My kids are celebrities, and I don't have to say so. So watch this one. So this white woman and this white family have the control of these highly influential black kids that are half the children of Ye. And that's just in everybody's face. And they was playing in my face like that. I try to go to Champagne and keep it calm, and my dad would call me, say, hey, don't go in on that woman because it's going to affect the children. But now it's like, it's war. Y'all niggas, they think they too powerful. The Jews think they too powerful, think they could get Cardi to play with me. They think they too powerful.
Now he's weaving in and out again because he was talking about his daughter. He talks about this white family, which obviously is the Kardashians. Look, man, you married into that family. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. At the end of the day, you decided to have kids with Kim Kardashian. And again, at the end of the day, Kim doesn't look as wildly out there as people talk about her. She was obviously, we ain't got to go into her whole history, but she's rather calm, rather conservative as far as her brand. You know what I'm saying? And she's not out here doing some wild stuff. Now, I don't know what went on between them, but it's unfortunate that he ended up getting divorced. But this white family that he's talking about, you married into them at the end of the day. And, it's unfortunate because going to war with her is going to traumatize your children long term.
They think they could get Kim to play with me. The Jews and the whites above the Jews. You get what I'm saying? My life is on this shit now. These are my children. Cardi, you could leave me off the album and do that faggot ass trap shit if you want.
Then he goes back to Playboy Cardi a lot. So it's let me let it keep playing.
But now you mention my daughter, like the whole plan is that y'all gonna pull my kids into y'all, whatever the word is, Illuminati system, and I don't have no say so of my kids? Nigga, And anybody close, whether it's the Jews, whether it's Cardi, anybody within my reach, I'm doing everything legally in my power, everything of my fucking mastermind. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm about to tweet this shit. I want Kendrick to always remember that Jay-Z tweet before he ever crossed the line.
Okay.
Nobody that worked for none of these fucking labels wanted with the king. I am the Don. Lucian, don't send none of your motherfucking slaves. Don't send nobody because they getting their head torn off. Quick. We ain't got no problem. Ain't no motherfucker. I'm the only king. I'm the only nigga that'll go up against these niggas. I'm the only nigga that survived through this shit. You know what I'm saying? Me, pussy ass, faggot ass, pink polo ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never killed nobody ass nigga. Fuck all you niggas. All you street niggas, all you rap niggas, just any nigga that ever said something about my fucking hat. None of these niggas, Jay-Z, Beyonce, you ain't helped me when I fucking was having problems with my kids. You could have used your influence. No, your influence is for politics. Your influence is how you could use a nigga you never wanted to sign anyway, that Dame signed. You ain't show up to my first fucking wedding. You ain't my family. I always wanted some kind of family. Never have family out here.
Let me pause it there. So that was a moment to me where it kind of lets you know where Kanye's mindset is. He's like I said, he weaves a lot in and out of this interview talking about different things. But right there, he starts to talk about Jay-Z, Beyonce, and says, you know, you never wanted to sign me. And it's a well-known fact. I mean, Jay-Z didn't really see Kanye as a rapper. He saw him as a producer. You know what I'm saying? And it was Dame Dash who, you know, saw the vision, Dame Dash and Biggs, who saw the vision as far as Kanye West as an artist, as a rapper. And Dame is really one who gave him a shot. Neither here nor there. Most people know that. If you don't, you don't know. But whatever. But I think that when he says right there about Jay-Z and Beyonce not showing up to his wedding, he talked about that a while back. And I think that's something that really hurt him. And I think that he really, in this industry, because Kanye's been really, let's say he's been in the industry as an artist since 2004, right? 2003, 2004. So a little over 20 years. And I think that when he shot into fame, you know, the family member he was closest to was obviously his mom, who passed away in late 2007. And I think that Kanye is lonely. And I think that real family and real friends is maybe something that he has been looking for and something he expected from like a Jay-Z. And he talks about how they didn't show up for his wedding, how they didn't help him when he's, you know, working with, you know, as far as their influence to help him with the custody of his kids, whatever he was expecting. And, you know, Jay-Z and Beyonce aren't the type that anything that feels messy, looks messy, they're not going to touch it. And most of the celebrities aren't going to touch it. So they're kind of, most people are kind of moved back from Kanye. And let me let it keep playing, because even the people who I thought were closer to him or who were cool with him most recently ain't cool with him. Like the John Legends. Well, I knew about John Legend, but like Pusha T, I thought was cool, still cool. I thought Jim Jones most recently was working with him on some stuff. But man, listen, everybody can get it in this interview.
So what the fuck? And then they take my actual blood family from me in my face. All right, so go ahead. I just had to get that stream of content. Thank you very much, sir.
Of course. I mean, I'm intrigued by, and I think people look at some of the stuff you say on face value. I see how, you know, there's three themes that come across with everything with you.
Yeah.
It's betrayal, it's being used, and your ideas, whether it's what you say or what you create, being censored. And I think every time I see it, no matter what you do, it falls under one of those. Like betrayal, there's a shit ton of people. Yeah. I mean, like even the Jay thing, you don't regret the tweet, because if he said something about your daughter, you'd probably be upset, right?
He should be upset. You know, I ask people, like if I know somebody that's woke, like I knew this girl that only like hangs around really super woke, like some of like fat black girl models, just like her friends type shit. And I was like, yo, you gotta tell me, you know what tweets y'all didn't like.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me what hurts so I could do it more.
Why?
Because that's when we're weakening the enemy. We breaking them down. All this, I'm a fat bitch on the runway. I'm so powerful. No, you're not. You're causing death. That shit is unhealthy. Let's do statistics on black obesity rates. Everything that's being pushed in the media is about decentralizing and tearing down communities. Even I low-key feel like the ICE is like basically like doing to the Latin communities what they did to the black communities. It's everything to decentralize, remove the fathers. Also, I had this theory that I just wanted to say, wait a second, I have another theory. It's about football and music industry, but I want you to get that that Jay-Z answer. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody's like, what about the fact that everybody knows what I'm saying is true related to that photo that I put up with my youngest daughter, right? But everything is like, but you offended Jay-Z. Fuck him. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Put it like this. Let's take it to money. How much money do you think Jay-Z make off my catalog versus what I make off it? Next subject.
Well, some people might feel like, like even with the situation with kids, I hear you speak about that a lot. Like nobody really spoke up on your behalf. Yeah. But even when you speak about Kim, people might be like, well, you picked her. Like you put yourself in that.
Absolutely, I did. That was my fault.
Maybe they're saying that you don't take accountability.
No, that was my fault. I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her. But that wasn't God's plan. But my issue with all these faggot-ass celebrity niggas is, if you ain't gonna speak on my behalf of the situation I'm in right now with my children or where I was when I asked for the help years ago, don't talk about my political views.
So, he talks about how with Kim Kardashian that he knew after a short time, 2 months, that he did not want to have kids with her. So it's alarming because the question is, why did you? You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know what to say because he weaves in and out of so many things on this. Just a minute ago, we're talking about Jay-Z. He's going to talk about the NFL. I think there's a lot of things. There's tidbits of certain pieces that you might agree with and say, okay, he has a point throughout this interview. But I think what's important about this overall interview when you listen to it is to say, okay, well, what is Kanye West's issue? What actually is his issue? Is his issue the Jewish entertainment community, the entertainment business people who he say is keeping him back and holding him back? Is it all the other artists? Is it his lack of family structure now? You know what I'm saying? Because he has I don't even know if he's still married to the new wife, but he had Kim Kardashian. He married the other girl. What's really the issue with him? You know what I'm saying? Who is he really mad at? Because in a lot of places, you'll see him in and out of this interview talk about the black community. So is it about the black community or is it about what was done wrong to Kanye West? I have my theory as to what it is, but I'm going to let it keep playing because I want to go through this whole interview and kind of hear all the different pieces because he goes back and forth to different subject matters. So we have stuff like Jay-Z, all the other artists he doesn't like, the entertainment oligarchs, the Jewish oligarchs of the entertainment and fashion who are against him. So he talks about that. Then he talks about oppressed communities, which are supposedly supposed to be us as black people. So I want to let this keep playing.
Plus your T. Like, nigga, I bled for you. If nigga asks you about me, say we ain't speaking on Ye. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how y'all looking at me like a Vic because you a street nigga. But it ain't that time no more. I'm the lawyer off Carlito's way. I'm the boss. You niggas is broke. You niggas is not masterminds. And you niggas should never have ever gone. Look at John Legend, old sissy ass. I ain't never do nothing wrong to that nigga. I changed generations of his life. And they got all that faggot ass hot sweater nigga come up and just, this nigga wears sweaters in motherfucking August and Barbados. John Legend, mashed potato. So, no, they say he smell like mashed potatoes. I don't know where I got this from.
No, he used to be your guy, though. So all these relationships, are they repairable? Like, even the Pusha, the Jay, the like, there's a long list. Even Cardi, like, I feel like, I know you say you want to hurt them, but you might overstep the line where maybe at a point Jay's like, man, I'm cool. Like, I think after that tweet, he definitely You know, and I don't know if these are relationships that's salvageable.
Why would I want to salvage relationships with
to a lot of people?
Why would I want to salvage relationships with broke ass slaves and slave?
Those relationships aren't salvageable anymore. So I don't think he cares about salvaging any relationship. You know, as far as Jay-Z, you already know Jay-Z once you cross Jay-Z to a certain level, he ain't gonna be rocking with you for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is Kanye, whether you agree with him or not, he's far too controversial for most people to stand next to him anymore. That's just it is what it is. And you know, again, if you understand what you're fighting for and you understand what it's about, then maybe you're gonna stand with something. But if you don't understand what you're fighting for, what the real issue is, people aren't going to stand with him. You know what I'm saying? And even all the people he's calling broke, Kanye's made a shit ton of money, which, you know, kudos to him. You know, he's done his thing and he's become financially far more successful than I think most people ever thought he would. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna let this keep playing. But one of the things that's sad is that I don't think he's used his resources to really push forward any particular agenda that could be a lot bigger than himself. I think the biggest problem is that he sees everything beginning and ending with him about the greatness. You know what I'm saying? He's helped a lot of artists. He's done a lot of great things, but that's the nature of life in music business. People help people. You know what I'm saying? So, but his resources, what he could actually be doing with his influence, I think a lot of it is missed because I think he needs help mentally. I think he needs real help.
Herders. Like everybody, so this is what I'm saying. The Jay-Z thing leads me to the NFL. Why do they want a Drake to be out of there? Why do they want somebody with no hits like Kendrick to do the Super Bowl, right? This is a theory I had. The people that run the Super Bowl had to come to people who run the music industry and be like, you guys, you're letting your niggers get out of hand. Oh my God, that Kanye. Somebody take a knee for it. Where's he out of there? See, that's the problem. You let them last too long. In our league, they're for 2 years, 3 years, they're out of there. We deal with, we got Tom Brady. He's great. We made Mahomes throw that fucking Super Bowl, so Tom could get his 7th ring and shit. But, you guys at the music industry, you got to do, start getting smaller artists and put them on. We're going to set you up. We're going to take Rolling Loud. We're going to connect them with Live Nation. And then we're going to get a bunch of small artists. And then, you'll be able to make your money off of that. And then, if we take, Cardi's doing good, we'll make them take the blue pill. We'll have them rap about Skims. And then mention Northwest. We love Northwest. All right, Kanye, don't worry about it.
Now, I didn't know what Skims were, but I think they're the underwear line that Kim Kardashian has is called Skims. So he's talking about the rapper Playboy Cardi. And let it keep playing.
Him, he's a lunatic. Don't worry about him. Does any of that sound right or sound accurate to you?
Yeah, if you look, it does seem like, I don't know if it's that control, but you can see.
Academic is like, I'm so lost. If I was Academic, I'd be like, I can't even keep up with all these random thoughts. But kudos to Academics for trying to hang in there. Now, Ye talks a little bit about the Super Bowl. Now, again, I got torched in the comments when I said, I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan, but I respect what he does. And, I like Drake's music better. I'll just be honest with you. But I think that when he talks about the NFL choosing Kendrick because he's a smaller artist or whatever the case is, I don't know. I really don't know the politics behind it. I think at the end of the day, there was a push to push Kendrick a little bit further into the mainstream. I made a video about that. And I'm not that Kendrick is not dope. He's dope. But there was a push to really push him to the mainstream a little bit more. And I feel like a lot of the fans who act, oh, I love Kendrick, I feel like a lot of it's manufactured and pushed. And I think he has a core fan base. But a lot of the people who hopped on stuff, I don't know if they necessarily are going to continue to be artists, or continue to be fans. But it's neither here nor there. Let it keep playing, because in regards to the Super Bowl, if it was going to be something they wanted to be less controversial or less pro-black, they wouldn't have chose Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is really a statement, and a lot of people liked it for the symbolism and obviously the music. But let me let it keep playing.
You could see.
Wait a second. You don't think you can see my eyes to the mask right there?
Yeah,
you don't know if it's that control. Meaning, but
so I'm the person who, again, I'm not gonna normalize me, and where like I'm the guy on Twitter, but I'm like, wait, you really think there's like this hidden hand that's really kind of moving in this direction, or it just kind of happens to be?
Do you think it's not? Do you think it's a possibility it's not? You think it's just all by chance and shit?
I would be opposed to it, but it feels like you know a little bit more. That's why a lot of people are intrigued too.
Yeah.
Because if probably one of the richest rappers ever is
not probably, definitely, but keep going on.
When you've gotten to the heights, and I've said you're the greatest hip hop artist ever. When that person's then telling us it's like that, you then got to step back and be like, he knows definitely something we don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're also trying to like watch you and even listen. Even if people don't like some of the stuff you say, they're trying to figure out connect the dots and really see what's going on.
Well, you know what? I'm a leader, and I channel, and I don't see everything. You know, I didn't picture us being here right now. I didn't have this vision yesterday. But I had one bag with me. I just got my leather outfit, and it was there. So it's meant. And I always thought, wow, that would make a really iconic interview setting, and I'm happy that I'm not sitting in it. And this is now making the movie. Like I said, with the North situation on the song with his son and the new artist Jasmine Williams, it happened like that. Certain things I lean into. People think I'm strategic. The enemy might, my enemy, our enemy might think I'm strategic. But I'm not strategic. I just lean into what I really feel. And I say my truth. And whatever comes with it, comes with it. But my truth is so obvious to so many people because people are not allowed to say their truth to the point where they psych themselves out to think it's not true. And then so I'm not saying people's truth. I'm saying people's feeling now. Because your truth can be told to you. You could be programmed. But your gut is going to have millions of lifetimes of information. So when I go and I tweet, especially now, I'm speaking to people's gut feeling. Like Iggy, not taking sides, but she going to do everything in her power to make sure Onyx never is next to Kris Jenner. And you know why, and she knows why. That girl came from Australia, then no family in the middle of Miami. Now she's out here in California, and her whole goal as a mom is to keep her son as far away from Kris Jenner as possible. And we all know why. We all know those sex tapes are signed for. We all know those children, just in general, celebrity exploitation. Like when my daughter wants to rap, it's a thing where, damn, you really want to get into this game like this? And it's this balance. I had people around me, I was like, yo, this man Cardi is calling my baby mama, rapping about Skims, and then saying he need vocals. She may have supporting slip. Needs vocals for the album. And the man was like, well, that will blow her up. I said, it's my daughter, nigga. And see, that's the time when nigga hear me screaming from the other room and be like, why he's screaming?
Wait, who said they would blow her up?
Well, I purposely didn't say the names and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to. Anybody that never spoke out against me publicly, I'm not going to speak out against them publicly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
did I answer that?
Let me pause it for a second again. I mean, Kanye West is 47 years old right now. Now, this is somebody who's teetering on 50, who's made $1 billion. There's a lot of gripes he has, and they're all interwoven. So there are the overall community, which he says has an issue with as far as, the black community, hip hop community being exploited, right? He talks about that. So he leans on that. Then he talks about a lot of people who have done him personally wrong, right? Then he talks about the fact that, he talks about being the number one artist and people not respecting the fact that he's the king. And he also is really angry at a lot of people who were industry friends and or personal friends who have, not stood next to him when he put out the whole swastika thing. And you know the issue is, to me, is that, again, he's made so much as far as resources, and I think a lot of his energy just goes in the wrong place. So, again, I think that I'd say he's bipolar. I mean, most people would agree with that. I mean, this isn't any new conversation, but I think he's extremely bipolar. A lot of this interview is almost like, I won't call it a manic episode per se, but it's all over the place. And I'm not saying Kanye is not a genius. I'm not saying isn't a prolific artist, a prolific thinker. I think he says a lot of things that are that make you think. But I always say to myself, if he put his energy into doing more, because here's the thing, and I'm gonna let it play. If your issue is, you don't like being controlled by, quote unquote, the Jewish businessmen in music and or fashion. Sway, the whole interview he did years ago, 10 years ago or so, Sway was like, why don't you use your own resources and just focus on building it small and building it up? And in and of itself, that's not a bad idea, because essentially he's now a billionaire. He did his deal with Reebok, and has just continued to blow up over the last 10 to 15 years to become a quote unquote billionaire. But it seems like mentally and personally, his life has gotten worse and worse and worse. And I think that there's a lot to be said as to what he's not doing, right? A lot of the things that he's talking about aren't going to stop him from doing business and doing the things he wants to do. But the question is, what does Kanye West want to do? I think that Kanye West wants to do business with a lot of the people that he says he doesn't like, right? But I think he also wants people to revere him and look at him and say, you're a genius, and wherever your emotion takes you will follow you. And I think that the world doesn't work like that. And I think that that's part of the mental issue that I think he has. I think he lives in his own world and wants everybody to live in it with him. And I think that that's going to be a problem for him going forward.
It's just God. I'm just channeling. I'm just channeling something. So I ain't telling y'all to follow me or do not. Yeah, people are not even in a position to follow me. It's like I could change hearts and minds, perception, but at the end of the day, you still got to go work for a white man. You still got to work for a Jewish man that works for a white man. The black dollar has been so decentralized since gentrification.
See, now we're going back to the black community. And the thing is that if you wanted to follow Kanye West and you felt like, yo, he makes so much sense and I'm inspired by him outside of music, the question is, what would you be following? Because someone who makes $1 billion can do a whole hell of a lot in the black community. If you're talking about people who have to go work for a white man or a Jewish man, at the end of the day, there are many, many rappers, many entertainers who have far less money, who are doing a lot of things. I'm not saying I don't know what else he's doing outside of fashion and music. He may be building real estate structures and doing all type of things I don't know about. But as far as I don't know of him to be doing anything that in real life, outside of the artistic world, that is pushing forward the black community, right? Or the oppressed community. I don't know of any real estate structures or anything that he's building for housing. I don't know of any other ancillary businesses outside of entertainment, right? All the artsy people who want to hang around and do whatever, whatever he says on a whim are going to work in his circle. That's cool. That's the artistic world. But outside of that, I don't know of anything in everyday life that he's doing that is continuing to build upon or build for the people he says he's advocating for. So we start going back into the black dollar. I'm like, is the black community really your biggest thing? I never had a problem with him marrying Kim Kardashian. I really don't care. But when he starts to talk about the black community, you didn't even I don't know. It wasn't even like he looked at it and said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have, a black family. I'm gonna marry someone black, and I'm gonna have these black children, and we're gonna build up a black community or whatever it is. I would have looked at a lot of that and said, well, this is where you want to start. While you're complaining about other communities, whether it be the Jewish community or the white community at large, what have you actually done to build the particular black community, not the artistic community? Of course, that does affect the black community, and he's helped a lot of people. He's put people in positions. I understand that, but particularly, or something that was focused on something that he was doing, I haven't seen a lot of that was really focused in on the people he says he's advocating for. So.
And the fall of Black Wall Street, that is next to impossible for a community to get on their feet, get past the drugs, the food. The food's the original drug. The hurting, the fucking 25%, definite, not chance, but definitely being locked up, the abortion rates. Like our position, I don't have the exact answer to the equation of how to get out of where we are, but I'm not going to say we're not in where we are. And this might be some Star Wars shit where it take generation after generation after generation, where it'd be North and it'd be this and be that, but it's like you either on this side of it or you on that side. Cardi took the blue pill, but he made his name off of the red pill.
Let me pause it right there real quick. If you want the things he's talking about as far as Black Wall Street and to get out of the position that we're in, because now he's talking about black community thing again, right? He's talking about that. And my thing is this, it's very simple. To me, if you're about that and you are so much about the black community that you came from, he come from the same state as me, Chicago. He come from Illinois, right? He come from Chicago, south side of Chicago, black people, black neighborhood, black mom, taught at black college, black father, all that stuff, right? And again, I'm not here to bash Kanye West. My thing is that what is he really about? Is it really about the black community, or is it just about Kanye West, the celebrity? What is it really about? Because, one of the first basic things you would do if you really about that community that you come from, you would say, you know what? Let me choose carefully who I have children with. Let me try to build a family to make an example. You know what I'm saying? Again, we all fall short. No one's perfect. But let me have my children with the woman I want to try to be with and try my best to be with that woman and build some type of a structured family. That may not be easy. I'm not a rock star. Haven't lived that life. So I understand it may be hard. But did he actually try to do that? You went and married the most popular Hollywood white girl that you could find, Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? And again, no knock to her, but everybody knew that wasn't not going to be a long-term marriage. That was Hollywood shit. You know what I'm saying? And what is it really about? It's really about the celebrity. That's what I think.
The Matrix. The red pill is the niggas like Neo. The blue pill are the agents. So now Cardi is an agent. And you will see him like, you see on the joint where somebody touches them and then they become the agent.
Yeah.
That's what happened. They come, them Jewish people come, the record people come, they'll say, they literally called Ty Dolla and said, and this is coercion. That's why these niggas gonna be locked up someday. They'll come to you, they said, Ty, you have to denounce Ye publicly or we're gonna drop your artist, Leon. We're gonna cancel all your tours. So they on some mob shit. So it's die, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They up here threatening niggas, stopping their money. This is real life shit off of a statement, off of me wearing a motherfucking chain, off of me wearing they pain. But they playing, turning up, promoting, and making money off of our pain.
So let me pause that again. So there's his argument about the Jewish people, or the Jewish, not people, but just the Jewish people in entertainment. His issue is that, you know what, I put the swastika on because I wanted to show people. He's saying I wanted to show people that I wanted to put on for their pain and show I'm wearing their pain because they make money off of our pain. Now, that argument for me, I'm always like, yo, at the end of the day, listen, I get it back in the day when you had artists that didn't have a choice, didn't have any outlet. Only thing they could do was go to record labels and all of that. But we live in a whole nother world. And again, Kanye West is so influential. He makes so much money at this point. You know, the reality is this stuff is not about, I don't think it's about the exploitation of black people. I don't think he really has an issue with the music industry. I think it's all good as long as it goes in line with whatever he wants to do. And I think as long as he's not the most important, or people are not following him around, I don't think he has an issue. Because at the end of the day, listen, he made great music. He made great music. Don't get me wrong, but I don't. He never was a conscious rapper like that. In fact, a lot of what he said it himself. He used the whole conscious community, the Talib Kweli's, the Mos Defs, and all of them. He used that whole era or that whole aura to ride in on the backpacker energy when he was first trying to blow up. He didn't really care about that shit, and he said it on Drink Champs. So the reality is that I don't believe that he really cares about conscious music and how music is turning the black community, young black kids to kill themselves. This shit's been going on a long time. And if you really want to solve it, what you would do, in my opinion, you would create some ancillary businesses, some other businesses for young black youth to get into if that's what you care about. Because a lot of these kids who are rapping about killing each other don't need to be rappers anyway, honestly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them aren't good. And a lot of them are just getting on records, saying a bunch of stuff, talking about ops, and they end up getting killed within the first couple years if they do blow up, right? So I don't believe all this.
But if I wear a piece of their pain, then they're going to threaten to destroy everything moving, everyone around, destroying people's lives. We're going to destroy Leon's life. Leon did that whole Scissor album, and now we're going to destroy his life if you don't denounce this man's tweet type shit.
Do you talk to these people like before you send out a tweet? Because I would imagine he would give you a call and say, "Yay, I'm in a tough spot." Like, you know.
Yeah, because they're like, yo, you crashing out, so everybody have to crash out too, right? Because you crashing out, everybody got to crash out. And that doesn't make sense, yo. It doesn't make sense.
And again, I think you said something important. You're not expecting everybody around you to be dick riders and agree with you, but when they speak out against you, you feel like it's either unnecessary or that's a form of betrayal, right?
Yeah, like Ty put up the tweet before we landed. He said, "I gotta say something." I said, "Say I'm not racist, but Ye is." We agreed upon that. When I landed, he put up, "I don't condone hate speech." You letting these niggas put words in your mouth. I 100x'd, 137x'd his career. Not one, not two, not 20, 137x'd it. And while I'm on a plane, you put up word by word Jewish vernacular. My thing is, we could sit and talk it out. I know they on your head, but nigga, you don't got to denounce me, period. And if you do, you talk to me about how we gonna do it. See, all these street niggas and this niggas running around with guns, got bodies, they think they boss, so they think I'm a motherfucking Vic or some shit. They think because I give niggas high salaries, nigga, I'm a billionaire, nigga, I don't give a fuck about that shit. See, this is my issue with Jim Jones, right? So he says he's gonna get a jib or a div. I don't know what the fuck the word is, but basically, like, he gonna get a percentage if he introduced me to this crypto nigga, right? Mm-hmm. And I know this shit sound like a Tarantino movie. Jim Jones wants me to meet with Mr. Pink to make $2 million off a crypto coin. Next Tarantino film, right? So then I found out before the second meeting that he was gonna make this money. So.
Did he tell you?
No, he said that he's going to get a percentage. He didn't tell me what it was, and he didn't say he's going to give me a piece of it either. When I found out how much money it was, I was like, you know what? One second. Hello. Yeah. Okay, send on the room 59 right now. Thank you. So when
You found out about...
When I found out that he was getting the money, I was like, how much money is it? Yeah, I'm going to take that meeting for you to get the money, but I guess I got to sit there. What are you going? Like, I wasn't like, oh, nigga, you didn't tell me I'm not going to. I still took the meeting, and the nigga still got the money, right?
So he got paid $2 million.
Yes.
For you taking the meeting.
From me taking the meeting. But watch. And I was the money was a bit behind my back. I didn't really know about it. People be doing shit behind my back. My issue with Jim was we working on clothes. And I said, look, send me a PDF. For anybody who doesn't know, it's like a group of pictures in a folder that you send to the iPhone. You could do like 300 pictures, 10 pictures on it, 10 pages. I said, send me a PDF of all the ideas, all the young niggas you know in New York. Let me see all of this shit right now. Let the king see everything that's happening, right? This man tells me, I don't know how to make a PDF. That was way more disrespectful to me than a nigga figuring out how to get the $2 million. Do you understand why? Because this shit to my face, nigga. You gonna lie to me about a fucking PDF, you faggot ass nigga? After I sat and took the meeting for you, you took the money and I ain't even asked your broke ass for a percentage?
Maybe he didn't know how to do it.
Do you think one of his young niggas knew how to do it?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that he could have figured it out after that nigga made $2 million?
Definitely.
Next subject.
Definitely. What is the real thing with you and Drake? Like, I've always been confused. It feels like I can't tell if it's a love-hate thing. You know, I've watched hundreds of hours of you talking about just interviews. And at a point, it felt like the energy shifted, and then we just started seeing it everywhere. And I can't tell, what is it?
Yeah, it's like family members that you don't fuck with. Like, I appreciate, one thing is, Drake is 1,000,000 times better than Kendrick and 1,000,000 times more important. You know what I'm saying? What Future has done, Thug, what Drake just culturally is. That shit last year, I couldn't barely sit through that shit. That shit was insane, bro. That shit had Lucian Grange, Universal, Drake lawsuit shit written all over it. This shit, at the end of the day, all this shit I'm saying, Jim Jones, Kendrick did, all these celebrities, the funny thing is we're all in the same boat. But while we're on that boat, we're also fighting amongst each other. And as I get stronger and stronger, I get more into a position of being who I really am. But right now, or maybe I get into that position right now, but where I was yesterday, it was like, how the fuck I'm supposed to lead y'all and you got these niggas that's running y'all making you fuck with me? So none of y'all niggas can fuck with me or will fuck with me, and if you fuck with my daughter, then I'm sitting down for that. So, and that's my stance on it. It's like, nigga, I make music better. I push niggas no one make music that's nowhere near as good as music. Like when I made Moon, it basically ended Frank Ocean's career. He ain't have a song since then. You know, sipping some wine. Like, nigga, like I heard it. I was like, oh, this nigga's never gonna be able to make another album again. I wanna go to the moon. Any genre of music that anyone has, I make a better version of it. I'm 10 times stronger at music than anyone living. But then in 5 territories, okay, what do I do? Clothing, this, political stance, social media, expression, gravitational pull, momentum creating, all that. So what do we do with that? Why do I go at the celebrities? Because they're in the way. They're making, as J. Cole said, false idol. Nigga, you're the false idol. You can't fuck with me no day. They're the false idols. They want to put people, camouflage the truth, the goal, the true God. And everybody know, all of them know what it is. All of them needs to work for me. Drake need to be my writer. Trav need to be my producer, like how it always was. But somebody, they pull him to the side, they Virgil them niggas. See, the thing is, Virgil going to LVMH, the black situation don't change.
And again, I'm just pausing it there because, Drake needs to be his writer. the reality is Kanye is a great artist, but people don't see him the way he sees him. That's the thing. People aren't enamored with him as much as he is. And, we should all be confident of ourselves. But again, it's a level of ego and narcissism in this interview that's it's way out there. And again, I look at it and I say, you know what? There's probably something going on mental there. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's that narcissistic to the point where they feel like all these artists need to focus on him. I mean, Drake is out of here. Do you think Drake really wants to come and write for Kanye West? I really don't think so. I think that there was a time where he would, but Drake is in a whole stratosphere in and of itself. So does he really want to come and write for Kanye? Yeah, maybe he would want to write a song or two if y'all were in that vibe and in that mood in the studio and y'all had that going on. But is he gonna come run to your camp to come and help you? I don't think so. He's not a little man like that. No, Drake ain't your little man. I really don't understand a lot of what's going on in this interview. Akademiks, he's trying, God bless him, man. He's trying to follow all this, but you're really just listening to a level of I don't want to call it a rant, but you're listening to a series of thoughts, and there's no linear argument that you can really, you got to detangle, because you're listening to him with all his different thoughts and his issues with this person, that person, and in order to really make it make sense, you'd have to detangle all of this to
Kamala,
say, okay,
Vice President,
well,
the black
what
situation
is that
don't
issue
change.
you have with that person,
or the world situation, period.
All
Obama
these
president,
things together,
the world situation don't change.
They don't go together.
Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Ye, Disney, Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes changed flight. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch The Aviator, him as a white man, him because he's a maverick, they fuck with him. They fuck with him. At the end of the day, y'all fucking with me, but I'm here to just tell y'all that y'all can't fuck with me.
Again. Now it's important. I'm not taking nothing away from Ye. Like I said, he's one of the most influential artists of our time, right? But when you talk about Steve Jobs, Howard Hughes, Walt Disney, you talk about these people. This is the thing about Kanye West, and this is a real good point. Where I think the opportunity I think he's really missing is that to transcend outside of music and fashion. And I'm not saying he has to. I'm just saying, as far as you talk about a Steve Jobs, their mission in their company was to transform lives as far as products and or services people can use. This is just way outside of what Kanye West is doing or has done. And I'm not taking nothing away. Kanye has accomplished way more. Me personally, I'm not here to, I can't compare my accomplishments to his at all. But the point is that he's putting himself in categories of people who have done very monumental things in businesses that have lasted a long time. Walt Disney, Howard Hughes. What Kanye's missing is that he's not using his resources to do or to realize his full potential. And I think that's why you have at 47 years old, you have somebody with all these scattered thoughts. People are going to fuck with everybody. You know what I'm saying? People fuck with everybody. There's obstacles everywhere anytime you try to do something. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, whoever, they all had obstacles at some point in time. And people may not have believed in what they were going to do. But Kanye West is a rich entertainer. That's what it really come down to. And if it wasn't for his great music, which gave him an opportunity to become, he has a great fashion sense, great music sense. That's how he made his money. But to realize his full potential, if he wants to be seen as somebody who is transformational as far as everyday lives, he has to do something else. And I think that he thinks that he's transformed lives on that level. I don't think people look at him like that. And this is kind of where I think a lot of people get off the track with him. At least I do. Because I respect everything he's done, but he's not anywhere near the kind of person I would look back and say, okay, historically, he changed how people use the computer. He changed what people are driving. He changed what people use day in, day out for a phone, or he changed how you store music on a hard drive, or he changed how you're going to use LED lights or this or that. You know, he thinks he's there, but people don't look at him like that. They say he's an artist and he is great at fashion, and that's essentially really it. And he's helped other artists get on, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think he thinks people should look at him and think of him like that. And I'm like, bro, this is where I think either you're extremely narcissistic or his mind is just out of here.
That's the whole idea.
And he's getting to a place where
why say fuck Virgil after he passed?
Maybe
I think a lot of
he
people
needs help for somebody
feel
to
like,
bring
he's
him
not
back
here to
down
defend
to
himself.
earth.
And that I think people are just confused by that. We get the story of how you guys kind of separated and how you feel, but they always say sometimes, when someone passes away, can't be for the dead man, It feels like you still have a little bit of animosity there.
I'm evil.
You don't think about like his family and other people that love him?
I am an evil person.
You don't think that? I feel like you've always represented God-fearing ideals, though.
Yeah.
So how does that? How could you identify that person?
God has the wrath. You only play with God for so long. Niggas is out here playing games. Don C and him starting RSVP behind my back. This nigga taking money, like kind of the Jim Jones situation. Oh, yeah, gonna come to the club. I was Louis Vuitton Don. They take that position. They put him in that position. They build the anti-Kanye club at Nike. Everybody that worked for me. And what best put it in perspective is Virgil is the Jesus of the niggas that work for me. Right? Because every nigga that worked for me would have rather been me. Why do I have problems with almost every celebrity? Because they're jealous. And they should be, because I'm better than them. Because I'm more anointed and I'm appointed. And I understand the jealousy in the hearts of men. But they had to understand the wrath of the king also. All these pussy faggot niggas could shut the fuck up. Don C. pussy ass. Supposed to be the realest nigga alive. You know what I'm saying? I remember him sitting with me and saying, brah, what's up with this red hat, bro? What's up with this red hat? They told me, who's they, nigga? They told me that, if you don't stop wearing a hat, man, they're going to give it. And they named a rapper right here. Now, I love this rapper, so I don't even want to, put him in this conversation. But it was like a they, the invisible hand, the people. You know damn well that Super Bowl, that Kendrick Super Bowl, and that Grammy Super Bowl had invisible hands on it.
Yeah. Like
everyone culturally fucking knows that. They fucking know that. So watch. Don C tells the nigga A-side. The nigga A-side I was talking about the other day with the scoliosis. Okay. Right? First of all, like I said, I make it clear. This nigga come up to me talking about how my teeth don't look good. I was like, nigga, you telling me about something that look good? And of course, he's Tremaine's friend. And it bothered me. Win-win, A-side, because it bothered me every day after you said that. Like, yo, how do I let this nigga, that nigga say some shit to you, and 10 minutes later, you're like, yo, how I even let this shit happen? Yeah. Right? So, but A-side did give me a bar. He said, Don C once told me, and this is towards the end of the conversation, the last time I ever spoke to him. He said, man, and Don C was working for me at this time. Man, I'm glad Ye didn't get the Nike deal. And when I didn't get the Nike, it was heartbreaking. So because I had the fucking Yeezys. I was on the second Yeezy. And I'm like, we about to make the biggest. We about to make Yeezy and Nike. We about to tear people's heads off. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nigga from Chicago. I got the hottest shoe. I'm at Nike. It wasn't no J. Cole, Kendrick, Trav, Drake, Virgil. I was all of them in one. Right? Before they started putting all these battery packs, Lucian battery packs, LVMH battery packs by each one to distract from the true leader and shit. So Don C then says to A-Side, I'm glad Ye didn't get the deal because it wouldn't have gave no one else a chance. Well, who's the one? 4 people that work for me. So that means all 4 people that work for me was going into the meetings with me, working on designs for me, then shaking hands with people behind my back. They wasn't really with the king. Faggot ass Virgil, faggot ass Don C, faggot ass Matt Williams, and faggot ass Jerry Lorenzo. 4 faggots.
Interesting. I mean,
and also, you got to run this shit straight.
Yeah.
You can't chop it up. You can chop it, you can do whatever. It's like they chopped up the Bible, the word still came through. Imagine you try to chop the word faggot at this interview, it would be like 3 sentences.
Well, as we talk about censorship, and even you saying that, I still say the F word. Just like you've been throwing it around like you don't give a damn. How do you feel about like people like speech is censored a lot. What we could say, it feels like you're trying to take off those shackles, and it's like you said woke is dead.
Yeah. Sorry, I was supposed to leave 18 minutes ago.
No. So you're going to Japan for real?
Don't drop the location.
So, what's out there? I know you had wanted me to come to China. I was just like, it feels so far away. And culture, like, what are you seeing? Like, you just tell me, what's on that side of the world? I've never been.
Hold on a second. Somebody just talking about this car. He said, yo, Cardi wants to sit down. Let's connect, gang. I said, who's this? Lou. I'm with Cardi's camp. Give me a call. I said, who gave you my contact? Answer that question first. Cash, tap in. We black men, these industries are extorting us. Black on black violence. Information is key. These niggas are setting you up. Yeah, I could definitely see that, but perfect setup. You mentioned my daughter, so now I get to end the movie. And I'm going to end the movie with somebody for sure.
Do you think he did that purposely, or do you think he just thought it was kind of trendy because Kim acknowledges? Again, there are some people who feel like it's just random coincidences, and it looks like you're like, no, you're doing that to fuck with me because you left me off the album.
If you my dog, well, one of my actual friends or someone that could call my daughter, their niece, will reach out to a woman that I got issues with, obviously. That's some faggot shit. I ain't no street nigga. I'm the pink polo pussy faggot and shit, but I know that is not street code. I know that part. Like, is that okay? That part of it. Before we even get to me being mad.
No, I get it. Like, if it's like an ex. Like, why you hitting on my ex? You know what I mean? Like, if you my man's and I don't fuck with my ex or I don't fuck with my baby moms, why you even acknowledging her?
Why? And you're fucking reposting my baby mom, and not even reposting me. You was the first feature on Donda. It's like the Cardi shit is like the final heartbreak. I don't give a fuck about this black man. How these niggas run up, nigga? Come kill me then, nigga. Come kill me because the motherfucking coward dies 1,000 deaths. And it's the final heartbreak. Niggas using you, you know what I'm saying? It's like this.
Why weren't you on the album? Like, it seems like if you felt like you were going to be like you guys worked on, did you work on music?
Yes.
That was going to be on
the day I did Wheels Fall Off, that's when the nigga Cardi got the song with Thug and Ty and shit. We was in the studio. We was working on, he sent me the song. We was talking about doing a mixtape. And then, this gentleman named Peter told me like on Wednesday or Thursday to it, whatever it was like, oh, this Cardi album is going up Friday. I said, I called him right away. I say, bro, where's our song? But on that note, it feel like on Cardi album, like he's doing everybody a favor though too. He need to have all them fucking features. It felt like, oh, he hot right now, and he had to do Uzi a favor, or this a favor, that favor, and it's just like, and this level, obviously the album could be better. At this level, it's a different level of experience that's needed to handle 30 songs. To understand how to be running those producers. Like Cardi's a genius in his own right. It's another thing to run that Donda Stadium. And it's just what they call it, ambitious. Like that amount of songs is really ambitious. And a big thing is like, how do you do that without me just as your producer mind, whether I was on it or not. It's like, y'all keep on wanting to do like the last Kendrick album, not that, but the previous one is like a direct copy of
Mr. Morale and Big Step.
yeah, of fucking Pablo. I'll show you. It's like, oh, these are the drums from this song. This is the approach to this song. This is because I be in here like just inventing new approaches to a song and shit. Oh, we're gonna drop the drums like this on Blood and Leaves. I'm gonna make the ending of Runaway last as long. And you know, I'm the type, I will share anything and everything with whoever. I would do collaborations, or I did, and it's just too much where as soon as the shit get hot, no one is like, yo, nah, this nigga, you know what I mean? It's,
you think they take the sauce and run off with it, then forget about it.
Forget about it. And then they go against me for like political shit. You know how many?
So this is what it come down to too, is that any artist that works with gay, you know, whatever that he decides he wants to do politically, you gotta be down for it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the problem is, I don't even know if it's political. You know, it's almost like politically. I mean, what does Kanye really stand for? Let's be honest. Let's be honest today. So, you know, in some ways he acts like, okay, I'm for the oppressed. I'm for the black community. I'm for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's really for anybody but what he wants, because I don't think he'd be complaining if everything was straight with him. He's had some jewels in his music. He said some things that are really cool as far as, you know, touching on levels of consciousness, right? But what does he really care about, right? So even the Yeezy shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like the Yeezy shoes are, I remember asking a client of mine, a recording client of mine, I asked him how much he pays for Yeezys. He told me I think he said he paid about $900 for the shoes. So I'm like, yo, who the hell is paying you? Like, if you care about oppressed people so bad, why do your shoes cost that much? You know what I mean? But it's, you know, whatever. If people want to buy it, they want to buy it. Who am I to say something? But, you know, who is it that really Kanye West is for? Is he for oppressed people like that? Nah, I think Kanye West is an artist, and I think he want to make his bread, and I think he wants to come up with a level of, you know, who does he support? He was the first person to wear the MAGA hat, which was fine. But you know what? I don't even think that even after that, he wasn't, I wouldn't say he got used, but I think he put on this MAGA hat to become a spectacle. I think he's more of a spectacle than has a political position. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't really seen him stand on any political position or what policy he feels like things should be. So he takes himself far more seriously than I think others do. And I think people look at him as an artist and an influencer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people look at him as someone who has serious political not aspirations, but serious political goals, right? Or serious political positions, right? Where does he stand? And you go throughout this interview and you're like, you know what? This is somebody who's just mad at people. Personal issues. This is nothing systematic, nothing that he's really talking about. Now, if you're talking about Hollywood and you're talking about the hidden hand, the people who hold the control, the only thing you really can do to that, the answer to that is you start your own things. You know what I'm saying? And take, for instance, like a Tyler Perry. He found a lane. He had a lane. He created music and created films in a certain lane, and then he created a whole damn studio to do his actual stuff. 50 Cent, another great business person who constantly builds facilities to create the things that he wants to do. He wants to do more film. He builds it down in Shreveport. He's been doing it for a while. Kanye West, to me, again, unless he's doing something I don't know, he hasn't built his own infrastructure to really create the things that he wants to do and to really change lives. I don't think he's really changing lives. I think he's more of an entertainer than a life changer, right? And I'm talking about just outside of entertainment, outside of it. Inside entertainment, of course. He's helped people. He's helped create a lot of millionaires. But outside of entertainment, people don't look at him the way he looks at himself. So asking people to join with him and not denounce him, you make it really hard at the
fucking
end of the
rappers
day.
and celebrities
Because
went against me
you,
for the Trump shit. Then I
if
understand
you
with the Jewish
offend the
shit, but you
people
know
who
I
have
wasn't lying
power,
on that shit.
then the only thing you really
And
can
out
do
of
is you got to
Cardi
create
shit,
opportunity
it was
for
the
them.
perfect
So
combination of me not having a name and likeness and me finding out about that shit, to me being left out the album on some faggot ass Trav shit, to him
What do you mean?
calling. What's that?
What do you mean Trav?
Trav left me off his album, took 4 of my songs from the ranch in Wyoming.
Yeah.
My choruses, my exact singing lines, replaced me with him or with other people, put Future Scissor on the joints, took me off. I felt, with no explanation, shit just comes out.
So what are these conversations like? You guys aren't talking like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Because we see the frustration, but what are they telling you? Are they apologizing?
They're not telling, but we know why they're doing it. We know why. You know why. I know why. Okay, I gotta leave. I have to leave. We could double back on it.
You definitely double back.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wrap this up. I mean, this was a long interview that again, there was a lot of information in there, but I think it is one of Kanye's most notorious interviews he's had right now, or infamous, if you will, because like I said, he really did. I've never seen him mention this many industry people that he's just basically like, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I think, look, at the end of the day, these relationships probably are not repairable. And I don't think he wants to repair them. But the question is, where does Kanye West go next? Where is he go next? You know, I think he can't be canceled because he has such a niche audience. And also, I think that there's a level of you know, look, I could be wrong. I think there's a level of people not taking him seriously because I think a lot of people believe he has something mentally going on. So I think that regardless to what he says, people will still buy his music. They'll still support the things he wants to do, right? But I don't know where he goes long term. I think he'll be rich for the rest of his life. Whether what the potential that he wants to reach as far as being influential as what he has in his mind, I don't know if he'll actually ever be there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think his energy is going in the right places. You know, I don't know the hidden hands that are out there. I'm sure there are some, but at the end of the day, what money provides you is an opportunity to create new opportunities. And I think that honestly, I'll tell you this. I think most artists that reach his age, and I'm not saying he shouldn't make music. Most artists that get older, he started in his early 20s, you know, as far as being a star. He was producing music probably in his teens, but he really became a star mid 20s, right? And now we're talking 20 years later, right? His first album came out 21 years ago, right? We're in 2025 now. So most people who get that age, you start to get into other things. Right now, you should be enjoying your children. You should be going to their games. You should be, you know, enjoying life. All this shit sitting up in a hotel room talking about all these people who aren't paying homage to you and aren't following you over a cliff over everything you do is crazy. It's crazy work. At 47, Kanye should be enjoying his life, having other businesses. Fuck being a top influential artist. The fact that he covets that stuff so much and I'm the king and everybody, you know, listen, you don't have to be, you know, if you the king, if you the person everybody looks at like that, you ain't got to say it because people will just proclaim it. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate because where does he go from here? I think that he is a constant spectacle. This is what he's created. He's became a spectacle. And I don't think people take him really seriously. He takes himself far seriously than what people do. Akademiks did the interview, big ups to him. But you could see he had a hard time following him because you're really sitting down or standing up interviewing someone you probably always wanted to interview. I would love to interview Kanye West, right? It would be great. But the problem is that I would have to ask him some real questions to detangle all this shit and to say, you know what? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? One of the things is that when people aren't able to compartmentalize their arguments and what the issues are, it all gets jumbled into it. So now, what is Kendrick, Pusha T, Jim Jones, Virgil, Kim Kardashian, Reebok, Nike, are all these things. All these things, the only thing that they have in common is that they're part of his journey. He's basically telling you all of his journey. But to understand what his actual issues are, to understand whether it's something mental going on with him personally or legitimate issues that people are actually doing to him, it's hard to really understand, to be honest with you. So, again, God bless Kanye West. I hope he just lives life. I hope he lives a long time, because right now the trajectory where he's on, he seems too stressed out. He seems too all over the place. Too many frayed relationships. And what's the end goal? I don't think there is really an end goal. The end goal is to keep being a spectacle and keep fighting against who's the enemy. If the Jewish people are the enemy in the entertainment business, and you feel differently, if I'm you, I'm taking my bread and I'm doing other stuff. You know what I mean? You don't need anybody to make music. You're famous enough where you can put out stuff all by yourself. You could put out artists if you wanted to. You could fund those artists. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, this was a very interesting interview, and that's it. Crucial Convo.